Hey, I'm Doma Crey from Nothgard, and you're listening to Brutally Delicious Podcast.
The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
So let's start with the cruise, I guess.
Yeah.
Going pretty well so far?
Yeah, everything fantastic. I mean, we're super happy to be here, that they have us on this cruise. I mean, what else could you wish for? Like, in Germany we have the winter. It's super cold. It was snowing when I left Germany, and now we are here. Yesterday, Bahamas, Bimini, and
It was really nice there.
Yeah, just check
Yeah,
my skin,
I've got it too. But even the people were nice. I mean, we kind of got off the beaten path and did some.
Definitely.
Met some guy. I met an old guy at a conch place.
Yeah.
And he was 70 years old. He's born and raised on that island.
Yeah.
And he was out back showing me how he did the conch.
Maybe it was this. It was
Joe's?
it was the same guy, because in the morning I was quite early when I left the boat, and I went to this place. It was beside the bar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also met him, and I said, "Hey, can I take a look? I've never seen that before." And he gave me that. He called it Bohemian Viber or something. I don't know what it means, but he told me it's some kind of part of the spine or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And he told me, "Yeah, just eat it." I said, I'm a little afraid about my stomach. He just ate it, and I did the same. It was
Nice
interesting.
I was there 40 minutes at least talking to him because he was just a super guy.
Yeah, definitely.
My wife wanted one of those shells to take home.
Yeah.
He took her out back and helped her pick one out. Just the nicest guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I'm off track here, but
No problem.
new record is what, a month away? Less than a month away?
Yeah, less about when we're. On Friday.
I don't know what day today is anymore.
Tomorrow, same here. So tomorrow is Friday.
So 2 weeks.
2 weeks. It's a orchestral record, because it was just a hot project of mine. I always wanted to do it. Wanted to work with some great people. Wanted to create an organic, realistic sounding orchestra stuff, and so I decided to, just recompose our first album, because I didn't want to do a regular re-release.
Right. How did that process go? Was it difficult to change? Because some of it's really extreme, right?
Yeah, I mean, Nothgard always had that symphonic elements and orchestral elements, but this was a little bit tough for sure, because when you have a metal song and you need to completely rearrange it, it's not like you can pick every line or every note of the metal song into a real symphonic orchestra, because this is what I just meant. Like, you don't just take the guitar notes and transfer it to violin, to the first violin, second violin. So you need to completely rethink the whole track, make it maybe slower, faster, change the stuff, just take out the parts which really fit, because we wanted to have a real orchestra. A composition that a real orchestra can play, and we also put in the notations, the real notes for the first violins and piano scoring.
So do you have classical training at all, or is that just...
Oh, that's actually learning by doing, and I have to admit, for this album or EP, I worked with a classical composer as well, a called Corwin Bond. He's also on the ship, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's playing keys for Uli John Roth.
Oh, okay.
He's doing that professionally, and so I wrote all the maybe 70-80 tracks for every song, and I sent it over to him. He's a really great guy, and he made it fit for a real orchestra, right. Because of course I can do the piano stuff, but it's always a matter of the range. The first violin plays that, the second violin plays that, the cello, and the contrabasses. And
it's quite an undertaking, though, right? With that, that much going on.
At the end, I had about 100 stereo tracks to mix. I mixed it myself.
You did all the mixing yourself?
Yeah. Like what I always did for our stuff, and it was really nice. I mean, of course, I always consulted Corvin and the mastering engineer I worked with from a famous German studio called Chameleon Studios, and it's just nice because I work with them on a regular basis.
Right.
Yeah.
I've always found it interesting how the two extremes can kind of mix and work. Like you're taking, extreme black metal, extreme metal, whatever it is, and then mix it with that classical, and it works.
Yeah. You mean I mean metal always comes from that. I mean, without blues, there's no rock and roll.
Right.
Without classical music, there's no blues, no rock and roll.
Right.
So we had the conversation yesterday, and I think it just fits. And I mean, the best thing about metal, at least for me, is that classical influences. I love melodies. I love it because they need to transfer. They need to transfer a mood, emotion. Yeah. And if it's just super hard core the whole time, for me it gets boring too fast. So I need melodies. I know some people think differently, but that's it.
I mean, to each his own, right? That's why you have on this boat. You got power metal,
definitely,
folk metal. You got it all,
definitely.
and you can see it all. But are you planning on taking that version of it out on the road, or specific shows? Because that's going to be hard, but it would be great.
Yeah, if we do that, I thought about it myself. If we do that, I definitely want to do it properly. It means that I don't want that EP to be sampled. Like, I don't want the orchestral tracks to be sampled.
Right.
I
full
want
orchestra.
I want at least a chamber orchestra.
Right.
At least the main parts like the violins, the cello, and the contrabasses to be played live. Because otherwise, to me, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
So if we do that, if we can afford it.
But I tour probably is not affordable with that, but a couple one-offs might be really interesting.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice to do that, yeah, hopefully.
So you guys have been at this since 2009-ish, I guess?
Yep.
That's quite a long time.
Yeah.
You ever imagine you'd still be doing it and be relevant?
Yeah, of course, always thinking about that.
Yeah.
It's always a struggle.
It is a struggle. Do you have trouble, or do you think about differing the releases from record to record while still staying inside your brand, I guess is the word?
Yeah. Actually, I try to stay within, or as I compose all the stuff, so it always has the same feeling pretty much. But
right.
I try to develop or change a few things, and also during the years or the time of the compositions, you change as a musician.
Right.
You listen to different influences and stuff. At the beginning, when we started out, there was Tune of Bottom and that kind of stuff, which influenced me a lot. But now it's a little bit different. So yeah.
Do you worry or think about your fans' reaction when you're trying stuff like this, or stepping a little bit more outside of the normal Nothgard stuff?
I wasn't too worried when we were doing the orchestral EP, because orchestral stuff has always been a part, and so far, to be honest, the pre-sales are doing really well, and the feedback was also really good. I mean, I don't expect the same numbers as for a metal release,
Right.
Never expected that, but as I mentioned, it's a hard project of mine. So, yeah. So when it comes to a metal release, of course, I cannot come up with super fancy synthy stuff which is completely
Outside of your brand, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys have played? Are you gonna working on some normal studio stuff?
Sure. When I'm back home, I need to finish the vocals and the mixings for the next metal single, and it will be released within the next month, within the next few months.
Right.
So maybe 2 or 3 months after the EP, and then hopefully release the album quite soon.
So you're going to take that route of I guess the music business has reinvented itself, right? It's singles now instead of albums.
Yeah.
So are you going to stay that route, like every 6 weeks or something, and have a new single?
Yeah, I mean, there's a pro and contra. Like
Yes.
when you release the singles, you know, you can stay present with the
Right.
singles. An album always takes longer, but nowadays, unfortunately, you always need to release a music video with a single. Otherwise,
Yes.
it doesn't get any attention, you know. And it's really cost intensive.
Yes.
Because you don't earn that much money as a metal band with a digital release.
Right.
You just
And a free YouTube video.
yeah, for YouTube video. You just put it on YouTube, Spotify, Deezer, whatever, and then that's it.
Right.
You know.
All your hard work gets 17 cents a play.
That's the problem. When you have a physical release, at least you get some income from productions and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And I'm a little bit older and very old school, so I like the the physical release
Yeah.
and sitting down and listening to it the way you sequenced
Yeah.
it, the way you had the mood set, so song to song, and
Yeah.
my kid doesn't want to do any of that. He's just like, hey, give me the 3-minute song, and I'll listen to 30 seconds of it, and then he doesn't want moving on to the next thing.
It's
Struggle.
frustrating sometimes, you know, but I think we need to adjust. Another example, AI, artificial intelligence. I've seen so many bands using AI as cover artworks.
Everybody,
Yeah, I don't do that. I like to work with real cover artists because I want to have something unique, and I don't want to type in, for example, for Symphonia Diorum, which is the orchestral release, type in symphonic, orchestral, gods like Diorum, stuff, and then get something, because everybody could do it. It doesn't mean anything.
I think it misses something too, because it's not, I don't know if the word is organic or even real, because it's not.
It's not. And as a producer, not only producing music for my bands but also for other bands, I just think about, okay, if they do that for cover artworks, what about music in a few years,
I am scared about that for sure.
Me too. We have that in mastering. Many platforms, just send me a master, e-master, blah blah blah. You know, what the fuck? Yeah, it works. If it works in a certain kind of, like they make it loud, they analyze your audio, but that's not the purpose of mastering. It has to fit to the band, it has to fit to the style,
and it has to have a feel. You have to have that human thing, I think.
Yeah, true.
But I think I'm actually scared for the future, because I think AI is going to take over everything, and
definitely, me too.
Especially in the creative space, it has no business being.
No.
I could see for some science stuff or maybe something like that, but not in a.
Yeah. I would love to have a car driving me from place A to place B.
Right. Take a nap and do some work or do something.
True. But that's what we are, right? We are on the cruise. You love metal. I love metal. Or music, doesn't matter what kind of music.
Right.
And we don't want a computers doing that job.
No.
Or that's not. Yeah. So I'm really afraid about it.
So what's next for you guys then? You said we're working on some stuff. You got any tour plans or?
Oh, a couple of festivals hopefully coming up again. We got some bookings for the summer. I mean, at the moment, we are picking the cherries. Like
Good.
Last year.
It's nice that they're there, right?
Yeah, last year we did Masters of Rock, Wacken, a couple of others festivals. Now we did 70K. I think it makes sense because I don't wanna be out for every occasion. I don't want to play every shit just to play.
And gas is $9 a gallon or whatever.
Yeah, and especially, I mean, we're living in a time, we have that Ukrainian war, we had the pandemic. I mean, things got worse. Things got more expensive. Now when I'm that kind of a guy. When I play a show, or when we play a show with the band, I want to have my own sound FOH engineer. I want to have my lighting engineer. Also here on the cruise we had it, but we shared it with the Feuerschwanz, the band. But I really love to have it because I don't want to deliver a super shitty show.
Right, and have some house guy doing.
Yeah, but
not that he's bad, but he's not a Nothgard guy.
Yeah, he doesn't know the songs. How should he? Right. But the thing is, if you don't come from the same city, you need to. The people need to drive to the. They need to drive to the venue. They need to fly in or whatever, and it's super cost intensive,
Yeah.
you know. And during the last few years, it's almost impossible
Yeah.
to bring a crew.
I don't know if
in.
you saw it, but even Anthrax, did you see they canceled their European tour?
Yeah. Saw it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And
It's-
if big bands like that are having trouble, then
yeah. Just imagine the nightliners, like
Yeah.
they almost doubled their prices.
and then the gas, yeah,
That's
crazy.
that's a huge problem, I think.
So post-pandemic, did you have any trouble or any nervousness or hesitation to get back out there and play?
Due to the pandemic?
Yeah. Afterwards?
No, not really. I mean, I didn't really mind. I never had COVID. Never had it.
Good for you.
Hopefully it stays the same.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm vaccinated
Right.
4 times.
But I mean,
so-
were you ever worried about, like, after that break, going back out and playing after so long?
No. I was really happy to do it.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. I mean, the first show we did it during the pandemic, and I think it was 2021.
Like a live stream?
No,
Oh,
real festival.
Everybody with masks.
No.
Oh.
Only backstage, and then we played the shows. But it was really strange. It was in Austria, huge festival with a great lineup. I think Dark Tranquility and many other
Right.
bands played there. It was super strange because, you know, in Germany the rules were pretty strict, and we traveled to Austria, which is the neighbor country. And it was super easy going.
Oh, nice.
And it was like, okay, everybody's talking without a mask, you know, what the fuck is going
Right.
on? And
Weird.
We're actually playing a show. We are actually moving in a. We're walking.
2 minutes.
We're just in the middle of hundreds or thousands of people. It was
Like normal
insane.
life.
Yeah, normal life. But we forgot about normal life during
Yeah.
the last few years.
We sure did.
It's super strange.
I don't think it hit me until this. Like, I've been to a couple little shows here and there, but this is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
just everybody out and
Yeah, absolutely, and it feels good. It feels like
life.
before, like
Yes.
life, and like it should be.
Yes, I agree.
Because sitting at home, not able to do anything, you know, it's not
Not good.
Not
Physically, mentally, nothing
yeah,
at all.
Absolutely, and it makes us humans sick. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's all I've got. That was my time before. Thank you, my friend. I hope that wasn't too bad.
No, it was fantastic.
I like